Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. We've got a big show lined up for you, and let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up the screen here. Okay, folks, I've never done this before. I've got a channel that I've been covering investing, and I've been sort of branching out and doing some other things that interest me a lot. And Tennessee football, of course, I've been a Tennessee football fan my whole life, and went to the University of Tennessee. And also, I was the captain of the University of Tennessee golf team. And before any of you folks say I'm lying, now this was back a long time ago, and there I was back in the late 80s, and with my buddies there's Gibby and Tom. But anyway, needless to say, I get real excited about the Vols, and we've got a huge game tonight. Oh my gosh, a big game with Notre Dame. And Tennessee has won about 8 in a row. They won the SEC tournament. This baseball team's unbelievable. They've won well over 50 games, just broken every record there is. I could not be more excited about this baseball team. Now, when I was there, you know, I lived at Gibbs Hall, which was the sports complex there. And the baseball team was on the same, we were on the 3rd floor, the golf team, tennis team, and the baseball team. And the baseball team would go have their games and whatnot. And I think it was free for us as students. And, you know, well, there'd be a few hundred people there. It wasn't anything big. And, you know, if we had SEC schools there, I think they did a bigger attendance than that. But right now, you cannot get a ticket for UT baseball, period. And if you want one, they're over $300. Now think about that, $300 for a baseball ticket to watch the Vols. That's how excited the city of Knoxville is for this team. And they're just absolutely fantastic. I have enjoyed watching them so much over the last few months. It's been an absolute joy. And I never thought I would be this heavy into a baseball, especially college baseball. Now, I love the Braves, so I watch them like crazy too. But this team's just been magical, absolutely. And, you know, it's been over 20 years since somebody that was ranked #1, which the Vols are, won the World Series. And just getting to the World Series is really tough. They've got to win 2 out of 3 against Notre Dame, which is a great ball club as well, this weekend in order to get to the World Series. Then you've got, I think there's 8 teams. So to win it all, it hadn't been done in over 2 decades. So I'm hoping the Vols can do that. I know that's a heck of a task, but this is a great team. They've got a guy that throws at 105. They got another guy that throws over 100, and they've got some bats that can just kill it. So I'm real excited about the game tonight. It's going to be on, I believe, at 6. And let me show you a few things about it. And this is the Super Regional. And like I said, if they win the Super Regional, they go to the World Series. And tonight's game's at 6. Tomorrow's at 2 p.m. All right, and it looks like the Vols are going to be starting Blade Tidwell tonight. Very good pitcher. And then Chase Dolander Saturday, and then Sunday they have not announced their starter. That's if necessary, because remember, it's a 2 out of 3. So if either team wins the first 2, the third won't be necessary. So very exciting tonight. All right, the other thing I want to cover is Carnell Tate. There's been a lot of discussion. He's a 5-star wide receiver. He's actually just moved up to the #1 wide receiver in the country. So Tennessee is hot on the trail of getting him committed, and it looks like we've got a pretty good shot at him. Now, this football team, I could not be more excited about this season and upcoming seasons with Josh Heupel as a coach. I mean, he's brought in an offense that is just – it's the most exciting football I've ever watched in my life. I absolutely love it. I mean, they're on you like you cannot believe. And the only way they can stop us is when they do their fainting goats deal. Yeah, and that's right over here. I think this was the Ole Miss game right here. And this is what the defense does. Yeah, they just fall over. They just fall over and act like, oh, my leg, my leg. That's the only way they can stop us. So I absolutely love this offensive scheme, and our quarterback, Hendon Hooker, is playing fantastic. I mean, he came in from Virginia Tech and just absolutely took over and has played beautifully. And we've got a pretty good solid backup right now in Joe Milton, but Hendon Hooker has just had a fabulous season last year. I mean, he just killed it. And I don't even know, he had like just a few interceptions and like 20-some-odd touchdowns. I tell you, and he reminds me, I call him Josh Dobbs 2.0, because he runs great. He doesn't run quite as good as Josh Dobbs did, but he's got a little better arm. And Josh Dobbs is in the NFL, okay? Josh Dobbs was a phenomenal college quarterback, just great. He was so much fun to watch. Nobody could tackle him. You just couldn't tackle the guy. And I remember seeing a picture of him next to Peyton Manning, and Peyton was a couple inches taller than him, but Josh Dobbs was twice as wide as him. I mean, he looked like a brick. And I always wondered how nobody could tackle him, but it wasn't that he was slick, even though he was. I mean, the guy was fast as lightning, but he was so strong, and he's a freaking rocket scientist. I mean, that guy's so smart, it's absurd. And this Hendon Hooker guy is very intelligent as well. I've seen him interviewed, and he just could not be more of a class act. Love having him as our quarterback, and it's been phenomenal to watch the progress of this team that had come from the ashes last year and really could have won 9 ball games. And if we can keep Hendon Hooker healthy, I think we're going to have a great season. We've got a 5-star Brew McCoy coming in. Hopefully he gets to play this year, a transfer. And, of course, we've got committed a 5-star quarterback, which is just going to be phenomenal for us in the future. I mean, you sit here and look at these commits. You've got Nicholas, and I can't ever pronounce his last name. And he's like one of the very top quarterbacks. And then you've got a bunch of other good players, high 4-stars that are coming as well. And then on top of that, if we can get Carnell Tate, wide receiver, 5-star, I mean, that would be, 3 5-stars, including the transfer of Brew McCoy. And I think we could get as many as 5 this year. I think we could get 1 or 2 wide receivers. And there's also a edge rusher that's looking hard at Tennessee as well. And understand, we've got the NIL deal out there and plenty of money. Look, I've got no problem with the NIL money. If that helps us recruit, it's legal. It's okay. So I don't have any problem with it at all. And I know there's rumors that the quarterback's getting like $8 million over 3 years. So what? So what? And he's recruiting like crazy. So I'm really excited about these coming years with Josh Heupel at the helm. And we've got a fantastic baseball manager, and our basketball team won the SEC tournament and played, golly, they were super excited. UT Sports right now is fantastic and heading on the upslope. I love it. So, like I said, I get pretty excited talking about Vols football and basketball and now baseball. And as far as Carnell Tate, this was retweeted by him. It says, 5-star wide receiver Carnell Tate says, expected decision to be announced in the next 2 weekends. Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Tennessee, the finalists. And I think Tennessee's got a good shot of getting him. I mean, you're talking about a perfect situation for a 5-star wide receiver. You've got Hendon Hooker throwing it to you. You've got this phenomenal offense. You've got a rabid fan base that is just hungry for a winner. And look at the baseball team. I mean, that $300 for a ticket. I mean, I'm telling you, when you start winning in Knoxville, people go crazy. They go absolutely nuts. So this would be a fabulous place for him to come, and I think he would love it. And like I said, NIL deal, I would think, is available to him, and he's going to score a lot of touchdowns. So let's see. NIL money, lots of touchdowns, a rabid fan base. Yeah, I could see somebody coming here. I really could. So like I said, I think this is going to be, the next few years is going to be amazing to watch. All right, folks, and that's me covering the Vols. Like I say, normally I cover stocks and things like that, and sometimes I cover pop culture, but man, I'm telling you, I get excited about the Vols. I may start covering them. And if for those folks that are used to me covering, companies and stuff like that, look, cut me a little slack. I'm a VFL myself, Vol for life. Now, look, you can't begrudge a man for loving the university that he went to and the state college where he's been rooting for the teams forever. So everybody's excited. My brother's down there right now. He was former captain of the UT golf team. And my other brother tried to get a ticket, but he couldn't. He was like, I can't pay $300 for a ticket down at the bottom. So anyway, I'm rooting hard for the Vols. 6 o'clock tonight. Man, I hope they win. If they don't, we got tomorrow. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the Vols. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.